Welcome to MarkEDU Tutorials. In this tutorial, we will be showing you how to create a 3D content for MarkEDU. Open Unity from the desktop or Start menu. Once it is fully loaded, create a new project by clicking on New. Enter a project name. For this tutorial, we will call it Tutorial 1. After Unity is fully loaded, go to File, Build Settings. This will allow us to choose the platform which we want our 3D content to appear in. You may select either iOS or Android depending on which device you have. For this tutorial, we are going to choose iOS. Click on Switch Platform and you can close this window by clicking on the red X. Before we continue the next step, make sure you have the following file Unity 3D script.cs in your desktop or downloads folder. It can be downloaded from the MarkEDU wiki. Extract it from the zip folder after the download. Under the project window, you will see that there is nothing in the asset folder. We are going to put the Unity 3D script.cs file into the asset folder. Right-click in the empty space and select Import New Asset. Locate the file and click on Import. Alternatively, you can just drag it from your folder into the asset folder directly as shown. Create a new folder by selecting Create on the project window, or you can just right-click and select Create Folder. Rename the folder as Asset Bundle. Make sure you spell it exactly as shown, with the A and B in caps. Now if you right-click on the empty space in the project windows, you will see that there are two options at the bottom: Build Asset Bundles iOS and Build Asset Bundles Android. The script that we brought in edited Unity's interface to include these new options. In this new step, we will be showing you how to put 3D contents into Unity. Under the Hierarchy window, click on Create 3D Object, Plane, or you can get the same options by right-clicking in the Hierarchy window. With the plane selected, observe the Inspector window. Under Transform, check that the position is at 0, 0, 0, which is the origin of the 3D world. Under Scale, change the values to 400, 400, 400. The current size and position of the plane will now be used as the reference for our 3D contents. The plane will be simulating our marker. If the 3D contents are below the plane or too far away, it will not appear properly on the MarkEDU app. Depending on your computer resolution, you may have to use the mouse scroll wheel to zoom out, so that the plane is not covering up the whole scene. Now, let's create our first 3D object to be shown on the MarkEDU app. Create a 3D cube from Create 3D Object, Cube. Always make sure your 3D object starts in the origin by resetting the position values to 0, 0, 0. Scale up the cube to 2500, 2500, 2500 and change the position value to 0, 1350, 0. This will shift the cube up until it is slightly above the plane. In the Hierarchy window, make sure none of the names are selected. Click on Create Empty. This will be used as a master to contain contents that we want to export to the MarkEDU app. With the empty game object selected, check that the position is at the origin. If the origin is not set properly, after the export, the 3D contents may not appear properly in the app. With that done, we can now proceed to the exporting procedure. In the hierarchy window, drag cube into game object. The cube is now a child of the game object. Any values changed in the transform component of the parent will amplify the values in the transform component of the child and change the physical appearance and placement of the child. Drag game object into assets folder to create a prefab. A prefab is a template which stores multiple things that can be reused again in other parts of the scene. In our case, this template will be storing our contents which we want to export. With game object selected in the asset folder, look at the bottom right corner of the Inspector tab, which shows Asset Bundle None. The first none will be the file name for your exported template. The second none will be the extension name. For the first one, type in cube_iOS and press Enter for it to be registered. For the second one, type in Unity 3D and press Enter. With the names entered, right-click on the game object in the asset folder, and select Build Asset Bundles iOS. It will create a file cube_ios.unity3d into the asset bundle folder created at the start. With the game object still selected, change the name cube_iOS to cube_android. This time, right-click on the game object and select Build Asset Bundles Android. It may take slightly longer to create the file, as it is converting the files to be Android compatible. After exporting both files, you can go into the Asset Bundle folder. You will now see a few files inside. Look for the names cube_ios.unity3d. These are the files which will be uploaded into the MarkEDU database to show on the app. That's the end of this tutorial, and we will see you next time.